From Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Paz Pa 2.
Good morning to you. I'm Renee Allen. A former jewelry store in New Iberia called Club Explosive caught fire late Thursday night. News 10's Kai Price spoke to someone who lives near that club. He's explaining how losing the nightclub will affect the community on moving forward.
This nightclub was a place in New Iberia for people to have fun, and now residents are remembering the good times that it brought. The New Iberia Fire Department was notified of smoke coming from a structure on South Hopkins Street and Washington Street. Crews were able to get the fire under control, but the cause of the fire is still under investigation. Glenn Hill, a resident in New Iberia, says he watched the fire take over the building and says he feels heartbroken for the owner.
I was shocked, yeah. And, you know, I felt sorry. I felt bad for the guy because I know him personally, and he's a good dude. And it was just shocked. I was just shocked to see that. I stood up and watched the whole thing burn.
Hill says he went to Club Explosive very often on the weekends and says it was very popular in New Iberia.
I went on weekends, Sundays and Saturdays when they had birthday parties and stuff. It was live. Yeah, it was the place to be on weekends.
Hill says he hopes the owner will build a new nightclub in the future.
I really felt his pain. And yeah, I just hope he, get it together and try to rebuild, try to open up another club.
Hill says he sends his condolences to the owner of the nightclub. In New Iberia, Kai Price, KLFY, News 10.
Then a family-run food truck is giving much-needed help to the homeless in Acadiana, fueled by community contributions. The family is hoping to make a positive impact in the place they call home. News 10 Bert LaFaso is showing us how.
At Catan's Eatery food truck, there's a lot on the menu you can choose from, but while you're picking something for yourself, you can also buy another meal and donate that meal to someone who might need it a little more.
So this is all paid for tickets, not including what's on the window.
Each one of these tickets is a free meal for someone in need, paid for by people who wanted to give.
Catan's Eatery, everybody gets fed.
Ronnie Stelly and his family only opened Catan's Eatery 8 months ago. Pretty quickly, they learned of a growing need.
People would walk up and they'd want a meal, and we really couldn't afford to feed them.
3 days ago, Stelly started Paid Forward. Now they have nearly 100 orders ready to give out to those who need a helping hand.
They can come here, they can come there, they can point at it, and we'll feed them a meal. And when we get enough meals, we have plans to go to maybe some soup kitchens and feed everybody, and the meals are paid for.
The man behind the Catan burger
think about that.
Says all he wants is to give back to his community he loves.
We're called to be the hands and feet of Jesus, and it's not about us. We're just like a vehicle for it, and people are doing it. It's not us, it's everybody else.
Stelly's son hoping he can pick up the torch.
Hopefully I can run this just like my daddy does, and thankfully I can cook almost like him.
Yeah, delicious.
You can check out the times and locations of Catan's food truck on our website, klfy.com. Reporting in Lafayette, Bert LaFaso, KLFY News 10.
So it's been 2 years since the bipartisan infrastructure law passed in Congress, and since then it's brought in just under $8 billion to the state. Senator Bill Cassidy was a key creator of the legislation. He says thanks to the funding, Louisiana now leads the country in getting broadband internet to all areas of the state. There has also been hundreds of millions invested into roads and bridge projects.
So I think the public investment is going to lead to tens of billions of dollars of private investment, some of which has already been deployed and some of which will be deployed over the next 10 to 20 years.
So Louisiana has been given the largest award of the law, coming out to $600 million to implement carbon capture projects. Then Louisiana Secretary of State candidates Nancy Landry and Gwen Collins Greenup are in a historic runoff election because no matter who wins, the state will see its first female Secretary of State. News 10's Jasmine Dean spoke with candidate Gwen Collins Greenup on why she says she is the better candidate for that job and the response she's getting from some supporters.
Vying to become Louisiana's first female elected Secretary of State, candidate Gwen Collins Greenup is making it known the power behind her drive is people. She says the support she's seeing throughout the state is as strong as the relationships she's built.
The people are definitely on board with our campaign because it's a people-powered effort.
Gwen Collins Greenup says she wants to be elected as the next Secretary of State because she believes Louisiana's current election process can be improved. She says her diverse experience working with people across Louisiana and being a business owner are just a few reasons she should be elected.
I have law offices across the state, and I'm ready to give that up to oversee our elections in our Secretary of State's office and help strengthen our businesses.
Collins Greenup says being able to listen to voter concerns has allowed her to target key issues to move the state forward when it comes to its election process.
I've built relationships with many of the people across our state, and we all have the same concerns, and I think that we all want to see Louisiana in a better place and with secure elections.
She says the issues she wants to tackle are strengthening businesses, securing elections, and protecting voter rights. If elected, she says one of the first things she wants to do is have voting machines taken to different regions in the state for testing to ensure transparency with voters.
I plan to take the voting machines once we bid them out to allow the vendors to bring them to the 9 regions of the state, so people can have an opportunity to test them out and know that the bidding process was transparent and fair, and that they know that we have a strong Secretary of State's office where the employees are appreciated for the work that they do.
She also wants to teach and encourage young people to vote as a way to boost voter apathy.
I believe that teaching our children why it's important to vote, how to vote, and how voting is the way that we make change in our communities and our state will help them become chronic voters.
She says her diverse experience in government, working in elections, practicing as an attorney with law offices across the state, and working with nonprofits has shaped her into a well-rounded candidate who will continue serving the people of Louisiana.
So what I would do is continue being a people-facing Secretary of State, much like I'm doing with my campaign. I have an open door policy where if people have concerns about our elections, they can schedule an appointment with me and come in and let's talk about it.
Election Day is November 18th, with early voting ending this Saturday, November 11th. More information can be found on our website at klfy.com. For your local election headquarters, Jasmine Dean, KLFY News 10.
Jasmine, thank you for that. The last day to early vote is today. The polls will open at 8:30 a.m. and will close at 6 p.m. The deadline to request an absentee ballot is November 14th by 4:30 p.m. and it must be turned in by November 17th at 4:30 p.m. Election Day, again, is November 18th. A soldier from Maurice left for training almost a year ago, but now he's back. News 10's Rodriguez Taylor brings us an exclusive look into how Staff Sergeant Daniel Kincaid announced his return to his son home during Seacole Picard Elementary's Veterans Day program.
You can see the decorations in front of the school entrance where the school did a Veterans Day program honoring the veterans, and one student was surprised to see his father walk through the doors in front of all of his peers. Gathered inside the school was about 100 veterans. Among the crowd was Barrett, a student at Cecil Picard Elementary. He did not know he was in for a huge surprise. The doors open and in walks his dad, Staff Sergeant Daniel Kincaid, who has been training in Fort Carson, Colorado for 11 months. A huge embrace as father and son reunite again. News 10 got a chance to speak with Kincaid. He shares how it has been difficult being apart from his 7-year-old son.
Today was incredibly important because I haven't seen him for a while. It's been 11 months. and just being able to hold him, it made all the difference.
In Maurice, Roderica Taylor, KLFY News 10.
Then in Fort Berry, we continue our coverage this morning with the Crackling Festival. That kicked off last night and will continue throughout the weekend. News 10's Zhang Hogue tells us the festival means so much more than just eating cracklings.
It's amazing. We have, I think we figured out about 5,000 people roughly almost every night once the festival gets kicked off that come from all over, not just the United States, but the world. Last year we had people from Poland, Finland. We have a lot of people that come through this beautiful town that normally would never know that it exists until they come to the festival.
With attendance numbers continuing to grow each year, Vigner says RV parks, hotels, and restaurants in the area quickly reach capacity during this all-important weekend. But the benefits of the crowds don't stop with businesses. The Lions Club runs several foundations that are able to thrive thanks to the money raised at the festival.
So we have the Louisiana Eye Foundation that does screening and helps people out when they don't have insurances. Then we also have our biggest one is our kids camp, which is a camp that is in Leesville, and it is for children that have disabilities.
With so many businesses and organizations benefiting from the festival, Vigner says the Lions Club takes pride in the work that goes into putting the festival together and meeting all the people that support this small town's big dream.
It's everywhere. It spiders out and it helps everybody, which is beautiful. Most people don't see that aspect of it. We love spreading the word because a lot of people from the town don't even really realize, what kind of impact it has on them on a daily basis.
That was Zhang Hogue reporting there for us. And good morning to you, Trevor, over there in the Weather Center. And did I hear something about the rain is going to let up at least for us sometime this week?
Well, it looks like for today and for tomorrow, we may get a bit of a break, but more heavier rainfall is expected for Monday and Tuesday. We could see several inches of rainfall at that. So let's take a look at conditions this morning. 60 degrees in Lafayette, 61 in New Iberia, 57 in Opelousas. Here's Storm Team 10 radar. Still some light showers across the area. Models have backed off on the rainfall today. Yesterday they were showing a lot of coverage for today, about 60-70% coverage, mainly of light rainfall. But this morning, again, models have backed off. So I have lowered rain chances to about 40%. I think most of it may actually stay to our south. But notice the atmosphere is reloading here. Our next disturbance showing up down to the south. And some of this light to moderate rainfall may try to stream in, maybe more so across southeastern Louisiana for today. So I'll keep the rain chance in the forecast. And if we do see it, I think it'll be fairly light activity through the afternoon hours, and then we get a break for it tomorrow as the atmosphere recharges ahead of our next system that will be coming in on Monday, and that one will be the strongest one for sure. So temperatures rising through the 60s, not rising much though. We'll keep the mostly cloudy skies in the forecast, and temperatures barely getting into the upper 60s later on today. Here's future radar. Notice it still shows some of this very light activity across the area, so some showers still in the forecast throughout the day, about 40%. Hopefully nothing that will hamper your plans too much. And then for tomorrow, I think we get a bit of a break. Most of the rain is down to our south and west, but we keep the mostly cloudy skies around. And then the heaviest rain arrives for Monday. Temperatures upper 60s, cool for today, falling back into the upper 50s for tonight. And then warm for tomorrow, getting into the mid-70s briefly, and then it will be cool on Monday with the heavy rainfall and the lack of sunshine. A northeasterly breeze at around 5 to 10 miles per hour for today, and we'll keep the northeasterly wind in the forecast for tomorrow as well. So here's the upper level pattern. We have multiple disturbances moving overhead embedded within this energetic southwesterly flow. The front is down to our south, so we're continuing to see the cooler air move in. And then here's our next system. This trough is going to get stronger. It moves across Texas for Sunday and for Monday. And look how strong this is, a strong upper level lift there. And that creates a surface low that develops across the Gulf of Mexico. We've been advertising this for the past few days, and models are still showing a heavy rainfall event on Monday. In fact, here's the latest Euro surface low develops across the Gulf. Now, the Euro has actually trended a little further down to the south with that heavy rainfall axis. GFS is moving it right overhead. So these models still kind of going back and forth, determining if that heaviest rainfall will be onshore or offshore. Either way, I think we see a good soaking of anywhere from 2 to 5 inches, maybe some isolated higher amounts, especially near the coast. Here's the latest Euro Again, 2 to 5, a good bet. Some isolated higher amounts, especially south of I-10. If we do see those isolated hot spots, I think it will be down to the south. And then here's the GFS showing anywhere from 2 to 5. So I think that's a good consensus for now. 67 your high today. Cloudy skies, light rains, 40% chance. A northeasterly breeze at 5 to 10 miles per hour. 7-day forecast shows isolated rainfall Sunday. High rain chance Monday at 80%. Some of that could linger through early Tuesday as well. And then clearing up for Thursday and Friday. 70 degrees a high on Thursday, 75 on Friday. So if we see 2 to 5 inches of rainfall over a 24 to 36 hour period, I think we'll be fine. We just have to watch out for flash flooding. It's if we see 4 to 6 inches of rainfall over a 6 hour period. That's when you get into trouble. So that's what we'll be watching for sure.
All right. We